What you guys, and welcome to another video from the FUT Tradesman. Today we are going to be looking at the upcoming event Black Friday, what that means for the market and what you need to do pretty much from right now to make sure that you're not going to be caught out by what's about to happen. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so a lot of times on YouTube you see these videos and the build up, the introduction takes a very long time, but for this one guys I want to get straight into it. So all of the links are in the description if you want to show your support for the work that the FUT Tradesman's doing, or to follow me on my other social accounts. For example, the Instagram account has a lot of the content early and before it comes out onto YouTube, and also then the supporters club is obviously the inner circle where I get a bit more specific with the guys that support me directly then as well. Okay, but this video is all about Black Friday. So Black Friday is an important event seen by many people as being the moment when there's the biggest crash in FIFA before the Team of the Year crash that happens, and this is like a massive danger. Make sure you sell all your players before Black Friday, and you'll see these videos will be coming out more and more over the kind of the next couple of weeks, and what that means is people will get more and more head up or excited about it, and it's probably going to mean that this year the so-called crash, it's going to start, or it's going to happen much sooner than it would do in normal years. So it's a bit of a problem, because the impact that everyone who's putting out these videos is going to have is going to mean that it's actually going to be, you know, brought forward. So it's going to be even earlier than previous years. For me, looking at the date when Black Friday is going to happen, which is going to be the 23rd this year, I would be looking at once you've seen the advice that's in this video, by the way, because there's a little bit of variation from the normal market crash doom and gloom. So Black Friday is going to be the 23rd, Friday the 23rd of November. What that means is you want to be getting your players in, sold, the ones we're going to talk about around this kind of time, the 14th. So the Wednesday before the Black Friday is the key for you to sell the types of players we're going to talk about. Because the important thing is, as we'll see in this video, it's not a market crash. It's a crash of the meta players, the rare golds that everyone tends to use, who everyone has in their team. This is the time of year when they get packed very heavily because of the promos, which means that supply is obviously a lot higher. But it's also, conversely and counterintuitively, a buy trigger as well. So this is actually the moment where most of the less than casual, most of the experienced gamers actually see this time of year as being the trigger to buy the players, because Black Friday means, oh, market crash, time to buy. So you actually end up seeing an increase in certain players. So effectively, instead of seeing Black Friday as being a market crash, you need to see it as the period of time when people transition from their introductory teams to their kind of middle to kind of premium teams then too. So depending on where you are at the game at the minute, and I know the supporters of the FUT Tradesman, everyone there is around 500,000 to 2 million coins. And so for people like that, people like me, people like for you potentially, if you're looking to buy premium players, you actually need to get moving quickly, because this is the time when everybody else is going to move out of their introductory players and into the premium players. And so you need to beat that rush, and you need to be aware of how the market is affected. But to start off with, we'll go down the traditional route of looking at what happens to those introductory players. So we look at the price of last year. Gabriel Jesus is generally a good marker for this type of player from FIFA 18. And so we look back at last year's data. And so we'll scroll back to November when Black Friday happened previously, which was here, the 24th of November was Black Friday in 2017 last year. And you can see here, this is part of a very, very steep curve. So if you look at where I am when we're making this video, you're actually around the 6th of November at the minute. So you're actually kind of around here. So you've kind of got a preemptive dip coming up, and then it climbs back up as people realize it wasn't so bad after all. But then from this point, the Friday before Black Friday, that's when the actual dip started to happen. As I say, this year may be a little bit different. This steep dip may actually come a little bit sooner, because people will be preparing sooner and sooner. And it might be that you see this kind of down and up movement as well. That might happen because of this hype around sell your team as we approach Black Friday. But what you can be sure of is, as we get into that final week beforehand and when we actually hit Black Friday, you're seeing those prices drop quite a lot. So 27,000 on Xbox, 35 on PlayStation. I'm on PlayStation, so a lot of times I'm using PlayStation as the reference. So 35K on the PS4 around the weekend of Black Friday. Before that, it was 53. The week before, 56. that's a big drop. All right, so this is where the danger is, because that's nearly 50%, isn't it? That's 20k off his price. Well, about between a third and half, whatever that is in terms of math. So basically, this is a big old drop, and you don't want to be caught with a Gabriel Jesus type player when this happens, because this is the pattern that gets replicated across the board. And the other interesting thing is, yes, you get a bottoming out at some point, but you don't really get a big recovery again at all. All right, and then you've got that second dip, obviously, as we approach Team of the Year, getting in before Christmas. So effectively, there is no buy time for this type of player, really, unless you want to have him. If you want to have him in this period here, between the end of November and mid-December, then yeah, by all means, you would buy him back on Black Friday. But if you don't want to have him back, if you want to move on like most FIFA players will do, they'll move on from this level of player up to the next level up around Black Friday. And that's why his price never really goes back up again, because no one comes back to that type of player once they've made that upgrade then as well. The other thing to say is that FUTBin, amazing resource, definitely check it out as much as you can, guys, but it's not sensitive enough to pick up variations from 1 hour to the next. Historically, you've got the hourly graph, so you can look at that, but whenever you're looking back historically, it's going to take the average around the day. So for example, when you look at the price on Black Friday last year, this price is actually going to be an average. So when 1 hour promos happen, that will potentially give you a massive drop in price for the hour or the 2 hours that the promo happens for. So again, if you do want to buy this type of player, you would look to snipe him at around those times. But if you're looking to invest in this type of player, there's no real opportunity there, because the price doesn't really get back up for this type of player. And this is your definitive example of this introductory aspiration. When the game first starts, this is the type of player you want to get. You can dream of getting this player, but as soon as you reach this point in the game, nobody wants this type of player anymore. He's going to be packed so much during Black Friday, his price is going to drop. You need to get rid of this player before the Wednesday before Black Friday. Okay, but let's have another look as we go through some of these options then too, some of the interesting ones as well. So let's look at Son then too. So Son is another example of that type of player then as well. And with him, you should see a similar kind of pattern around Black Friday. Everybody wanted him at the start. As soon as Black Friday happens, that's the signal to move into better players and as well. So if we cycle back through here to November, so yeah, we see the same kind of ideas. This is what I'm talking about. Whenever you get this type of player, everybody wants him at the start of the game. You aspire to get him, but as soon as Black Friday happens, that's it. He drops, never really comes back up then as well. So the category of players that this affects are those aspirational early players. But that is it. We're going to have a look now at other types of players who actually increase as we approach Black Friday. So that is the type of player you need to sell if you have them in your club before the Wednesday, before Black Friday happens, okay? But that is where all of this hype and fever is going to come from. It's this type of player. It's not players across the board at all. So we're going to have a look now at some examples of players who actually increase in value then too. So if you're looking at kind of the mid-premium to premium type player, and there's still players that can be, you know, they can be packed. So like a mid-level Crespo, as you see here, you actually find that during this time period, he's going up, and he's going up quite a bit. Because people are making this move then as well. So you find that his low point, obviously there'll be dips along the way, but in general his low point is actually coming up the couple of weeks before. It's a few weeks before. People still don't really have him. Maybe they're a little bit nervous about Black Friday coming in, but this is the next week now. From this point, from making the video now on the 6th of November, for this week, between this point and next week, you're looking to start to pick up mid-premium to premium players, because they just go up, all right? And then as soon as Black Friday happens, which is here, they're shooting through the roof. So look at this. So you buy this player, the equivalent of now or over the next week, you're getting it at like $7.94 on PlayStation. Black Friday happens, it's higher. Okay, so this, okay, Thursday, a bit of a dip, but in general, the price is higher all the way up until Black Friday. And as soon as Black Friday happens, trigger, buy time. So you're buying your player now, your premium player around this time. So where we are now, coming in over the next week, whenever you see a low dip that you like, this is when you buy your premium players right now, over the next 7 days. Because yes, there may be a flash, there may be a dip, but overall, they're going through the roof as soon as Black Friday starts. All right. And these retain a little bit more value, obviously, as mid-December starts to come. They'll start to drop down potentially then as well. But your kind of premium options are the players that you want to start buying pretty much right now, really, then as well. So you've also got the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, a good way to check what happens to, again, premium players during these supposed market crashes. And you go back to last year and again, see that same pattern as well. So again, this is about where we are now. You've got a dip coming up at some point to make use of over the next week. So you see when this dip is, when the market itself is low, when the player you're tracking gets low over the next week, that's your window to buy. Because your window to buy isn't later on. You see the price, there's your Black Friday there. All right, so your window is actually this week when you see a dip, 1.66 on PlayStation. Because by Black Friday, he's up over 100K more. Way over 100K more, get on for 2, and then Black Friday, boom, buy trigger, go, go, go. All right, so you need to be buying your premium players if you're in the position to do so over the next 7 days. Then you've got things like players who end up in the team of the week, and the team of the week over Black Friday is a danger zone because this is traditionally when the guaranteed team of the week SBC comes into play. And again, that's another opportunity. You may make another video on that, but you know, there's not massive demand to make a video on that because, you know, team of the week 10, around the weekend of Black Friday, there's generally a guaranteed SBC, all your 84s shoot up. So in the week before Black Friday, if you can pick up 84s for around 2 or 3K, then you know on that weekend there's a good chance they're going to be very, very, very worthwhile. But Pogba's base card, it was out of packs going into Black Friday. And so you see the big increase. But that's mainly because he was out of packs. So a bit of an anomaly, but again, similar kind of idea about a premium card, where their cheap spot is. It's over the next 7 days. From then on, it's only going to go up. Okay, so anything the weekend before the team of the week comes out, pay very close attention. Any premium players that have a great performance during that time are going to be good investments because they're out of packs for that period of time. People are looking to move into these premium players and that gives you the opportunity to actually make coins as we approach Black Friday then as well. Now this is your example. This is your team of the week when the SBC dropped, which was at the weekend. So he bottoms out at 890. Because so many people do this SBC, I think it's repeatable as well, the price never really recovers. It may go up a little bit when the SBC stops or slows down, but there's too many on the market. So a very short-term investment, if the SBC happens, there'll be a real bottoming out of prices and then they'll go back up for the team of the week that's in the SBC. But in general, they don't actually come back. So it's not something to put a load of coins into because the supply for that team of the week, when that SBC happens, is the highest that you'll actually see throughout then as well. So that was your team of the week 10 from the week where the SBC hit then as well. And then you've got just general, you've got Eden Hazard, same idea. He was out of packs because he was in that team of the week. And that card was actually a cam, and even then it didn't go up in price after the SBC finished. And that would have been the perfect card. It was a position change. There's nothing to kind of compete with it then as well. And so again, he was out of packs for Black Friday. So you see that real increase going up then as well whenever he's out of packs. And then Vidal, I think, let's have a look at Vidal. So again, he's an example of, was he in the team of the week? Yeah, so he's another example of a player that was in the team of the week then too. So you've got, again, that big steep increase whenever he's out of packs then too. So again, if you can spot who's going to be out of packs, you've got that great opportunity to invest in them then as well. But then even looking at someone like, what was this, mid-level Perez. So again, he's not massively in demand, but he's still a bit of a premium player. And again, you see similar kind of pattern, a bit of a dip around Black Friday, but again, climbing from that moment on then as well. And your low point is in and around this week coming up. So again, you've got like a low point around 420 whenever it comes up over the next week or so. And then from there, Black Friday comes in and he is only going up. So this is actually a good time to spend some coins on things that you were potentially looking to do as well. And then your other option is to look at previous team of the week cards then too. Again, premium aspirational level cards, not introductory level cards then as well. So this is the team of the week Aguero. And again, you see a similar kind of idea, but with this Black Friday is the trigger. So again, you've got that low point over this kind of next week. What are we at here? About 1.26. And then he's only going to go higher, maybe a little bit of a dip. But overall, is flying up there then as well. And look at that price, an extra 250k, and keeps on going then as well. So get into your premium cards during the next week. Don't believe the hype about a Black Friday market crash. It is only the introductory level cards that have a crash. Your premium level cards are actually going to increase in value, in price, because people will move into those cards from the week before Black Friday, and especially from Black Friday onwards. So get into those really high-end, the more high-end cards you can get into, the better. And you can actually then have a squad that you can start playing with this week, and you can keep it, and it'll actually then should go up in value. All right, guys, thank you again for watching. Comment on the video. Please also subscribe to the channel as well as we look to grow it. Any questions about this, let me know. It's a little bit different to the other market analysis videos, but I think hopefully it goes a little bit deeper than just looking at an overall pattern, because the influence on the Gabriel Jesus, the Heung-min Son cards is actually causing an overall impression which isn't actually true. All right, guys, hopefully see you soon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.